When you die, what happens? Now, I can't answer that for you, but I can tell you what happens to your belongings. I'm Michael Jenkins, and as an estate planning attorney, this is obviously a question that comes up a lot. When I'm not around, what exactly happens? And the answer is, it depends. If you took this step to establish an estate plan while you can, and before anything happened to you, then what your kids will be looking at is a pretty streamlined process to transfer things out of the trust into their name or just follow the terms of the trust. And it's really not that big of a deal. A few weeks to a few months on average, and pretty simple, especially if they have help. So your family is left really dealing with the emotions around losing someone and being together and grieving as opposed to a legal process. Now, if you don't have a plan in place ahead of time, we're most likely going to end up in probate court. And probate court is really time, money, headache, and risk. The time that it takes to go through even the most simple of probate processes is on average about 18 months. 18 to 24 months, just depending on how backed up the courts are. Even in the simplest scenario possible, you're probably not going to get out of probate court in under a year. It just takes time to go through all of the steps. Now, the fees to go through the probate process are a percentage of the estate, and those fees are set by law. So we usually end up spending 18 to 24 months in probate court, and the fees are going to be tens of thousands of dollars, most likely. Just depends on what you owned. Now, it's also a headache. It's a burdensome process. Probate is all public. All of the family's laundry is going to be aired for everybody to see, and the kids will get hit up by solicitors very routinely throughout that probate process. Now, there's also risk involved, and what I mean by that is there's the risk that an inheritance will go to the kids in a way that's not most beneficial to them. Let's say you have an 18-year-old. If you have no plan in place and we're going through the probate process, then everything is going to go to that 18-year-old free of any strings. It's just, here you go, good luck. Now, I have never met an 18-year-old who's ready to inherit any kind of a windfall and use it responsibly. Heaven forbid you're caring for somebody that has special needs or is receiving government benefits, because if you have no plan in place and they receive an inheritance, it can completely obliterate their government benefits. So that's what I mean by risk. If you have no plan in place, there's a chance that your estate passes to someone in a way that's not most beneficial to them. Now, if you have a plan in place, we can avoid the time, money, headache, and we can also make sure that everything goes to your heirs or your chosen beneficiaries in the way that's best for them. Now, if you have any questions around estate planning in general or what happens in a probate process as opposed to a trust administration process, always feel free to reach out, give us a call, send us an email, send us a text. We're always happy to answer questions.